All right, we are back in Studio K, and I am joined by New Confusion. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
I loved your set. Before we get started, could I get a name and instrument intro from everyone?
Is this thing on?
It's on.
Cole. I play guitar.
Sweet.
I'm Chris. I play the guitar.
I'm Cole. I play guitar.
I'm Leah. I play bass.
Sweet. And we just heard The Sun Does Rise, Counting Sheep, and Carl Sagan's Blues. Are all of these tracks off of your forthcoming album called The Mystery, which comes out in a week or so, right?
Yeah.
And all of those songs that you just played for us are from the album, right?
Carl Sagan's is from our third record,
Okay.
No Star to Guide Me, and then the first two are from the new one.
Cool. And I saw a video of you recording The Sun Does Rise in a church, right?
Yeah.
What I was wondering, had you ever recorded in a church before? Like, did you record multiple of the songs on the record in a church? Sort of like what brought you to decide that that's where you wanted to record those tracks?
We've done all our records in some sort of a space. The first one was in a movie theater. Second one was in a church. Third one was in a different church. Our fourth one we did at the hydraulic shop that I work at, and we were joined by Fred Votel of TVBC and Cows for that one, and then so we went back to the church from the third record, and we just like how it sounds, and we get to play it all together, and that's pretty cool.
What would be your next dream, sort of unconventional place to record? Like, have you had any ideas in the past where you've been like just thinking about where else you'd be interested in recording an album?
Jaden's house.
I think outside would be cool. Just on a nice day, get some wind sounds and bird sounds in the mix there, because we like to live track anyways, so just having one long continuous take would be fun. Outside.
Yeah, for sure. And this is your 5th LP. How do you feel like your writing process has sort of changed over time? Like, do you feel like you've gotten to a point where you're kind of like in the groove of things, or do you feel like you're sort of always learning new stuff when it comes to writing and recording?
I think it hasn't changed too much from the old days. I mean, obviously we've had different members come and go, but I feel like the process has always just kind of been like first thought, best thought, and then sometimes you get the structure of a song figured out just without even saying like, oh, we're gonna do this amount of times, and it just kind of falls in place, and it can be frustrating on days when you're like not really getting anything done and not coming up with anything that like feels new to you, but I think the process works itself out in the end. Yeah,
for sure. If you could incorporate any like unconventional or like strange instruments, either that would be like really expensive or something that's just like random or inaccessible, what would you want to start playing with?
I would want to get an asm bell.
Whoa.
They're like these bells from Italy that you can plug in and like bow it, because sometimes I'll play violin for some songs too and get really crazy with the noise. So they have these really cool things called asm bells. I'm trying to get my hand on it.
Yeah, that would be
so
awesome.
that
We've talked about getting together like an army of didgeridoos.
Naturally.
And,
50,000 didgeridoos to be
Whoa.
precise.
Yeah, and just kind of messing with that, I guess.
Like, yeah, we're kind of working on this new thing. It's not music, it's schmusic, we call it. So that's why we
Okay.
need the 50,000 didgeridoos.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it just like only didgeridoos or like any other sort of instruments that you'd wanna incorporate into that, or is that's a different project?
Well, okay. Due to pending litigation with Swayze Boys NLC, I can't actually
Don't.
elaborate.
Okay. We'll just let it be. We'll let it live. Is there a song on the new record that's coming out that you liked recording the most?
Sun Does Rise
No.
is really fun.
No, they're all your favorite?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Were there any throwaway names that you were entertaining before you landed on New Confusion, or has there been any moments where you're like, wait, I just came up with an awesome name and I wish I would have came up with this before we figured this one out?
No, when Coleman joined, he came up with there was kind of a thing me and my buddy Brady were doing called The Gesture, and then Coleman joined us, and when he joined, we were like, oh, New Confusion, and yeah, it was, no, but it sprung out, I guess, kind of an older thing, and then Coleman joined and was like, let's change the name, and then that was it.
Sweet. The rest was history.
Yeah.
When would be the perfect time of day to listen to the new album? Like, what time of day do you think it suits the most?
Kind of day are you having,
That is a
Depends.
good question. I don't know. I haven't come up with the circumstances of the day quite yet.
I don't know, nighttime's cool. I think it ends on kind of an optimistic note, so it sends you off to bed, maybe feeling a little optimistic or whatever.
Yeah. And if the group had a sort of creaturely manifestation, what kind of creature do you think the group would be?
Let's all think.
And you'll say it at
then
once.
I'll count down from 5, and we'll all say it into the mic at the same time.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vampire.
Real feline.
That would be a crazy hybrid creature as well. All
Yeah.
of those things in
There-
one. It would
there-
be kind, it would be
there you
kind of
have it.
terrifying.
A J-Bo in the mix,
Feline, vampire,
Yeah.
Jaden Zinda.
He's not even listening.
I think it suits you though. Before we go, the classic off the record question that I've inherited. You get to build a 4-group bill, including your group. Who are you choosing and why? And what venue are you playing at?
We can each do one.
Yeah, I don't
All right, I'll make the bill.
Okay.
I guess
You have a
it
monopoly on
would
it.
probably be Pointless Animal, and When the Dust Settles, and Mold at Pillar Forum. Which may or may not be that could happen.
Yeah,
That
it's
could happen
it
at some
sounds
point.
attainable, which is fun.
And the Grateful Dead, they do a 3-hour set.
Whoa.
And like 72 to 74 era Dead. And then the birthday party. Because the last time we were on Radio K, we talked a lot about Nick Cave. And I feel like it's only tradition.
To bring him back into this.
What was that movie that Nick Cage was in? But instead of Nick Cage, it's Nick Cave.
Oh, yeah. Not Independence Day.
National
Treasure Book of Secrets.
Gotta steal the Declaration.
Oh, Nick Cave. All right. Well, we were talking a little bit earlier. The next exciting thing that you have coming up for you is that you are going on tour. If you want to let the people know where you're going to be and when the album's out, where they can listen to it, all that good stuff.
The record comes out on everything April 3rd, and then we've got a show at Pillar that day, and then we're out for 2 weeks, and then we get to come home after that too. So
Sweet. Well, that's all I have for you. Thanks for coming in and playing and chatting.
thanks for having us.
Of course.
Thank you.
This has been New Confusion on Off the Record. You're listening to Radio K, Real College Radio.